Hi, devotees. We're coming to you live with another mini-isode.
Episode.
Okay, so on this mini-sode, we're going to be talking about an ARC book that we were so blessed and lucky to get. It's called One Last Thing Before You Go by Carolyn Frank. Yay! So this follows our two main characters, Lottie Veracruz and Knox Riddick. The main tropes of this girl, no, it's a standalone. Um, Bookstore romance, age gap, she's older. Latin FMC, one night stand, forced proximity, PCOS, good representation of PCOS and endometriosis too, which I actually really appreciated that
Hmm.
representation. Our little blurb, the blurb about the book. So Carlotta, aka Lottie Veracruz, her idea of a happily ever after shatters when her diagnosis of PCOS and endometriosis leaves her unable to have kids and she gets a divorce. 2 years later, she's back in her hometown, Sarah's Cove, living in her brother's loft and working at the town's only bookstore, all while plotting how she can get back to her high profile life in New York. When the bookstore owner passes away, one too many martinis leaves grief stricken Lottie to a one night stand with a man 7 years her junior. After a childhood spent bouncing around cities with his single mom, freelance photographer Knox Riddick, which, just side note, when they revealed his name in the book, I literally was like, I love that name! I was like, ah!
You texted me like his name is Knox.
Yeah, yeah, I was like, I love it. Knox Riddick has no intention of putting down roots, but when he's summoned to the small town Sarah's Cove, Maine, after his estranged father's death, the last thing Knox expects is to inherit a percentage of a bookstore, or for the other part of it to be left to the beautiful woman he last saw sneaking out of his hotel room days before. Um, if Lottie and Knox want to have any chance of getting back their lives, they must work together to fix up the bookstore and sell it. This means keeping their hands off of one another, no matter how strong the temptation is. But the more time they spend together, the harder it is for Lottie to ignore her feelings, including her lingering fear that Knox will reject her once he learns she can't have kids. And when they give in to their desire for one another, they might learn firsthand why mixing business with pleasure always is a recipe for disaster.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun dun dun. Okay, so I'm just gonna dive right into it, and
Dive.
you just interrupt me whenever you have anything to say. Okay,
Okay.
pop off. So when we first meet Lottie and Knox, I liked them right away. Both characters felt so real and relatable. I was a little nervous that this was going to be like an insta lovey situation.
Yeah.
Based on all of their like interaction in the bar, I was like, oh no. This might be an insta love, which is like one of my least favorite tropes, but it did not end up being that way. They just insta hooked up,
Which is fine.
which is fine. And it was we didn't get much like detail on the spice, and I was like, give me fucking more. I want to know what the fuck happened. But there wasn't very much there for us, unfortunately, but the spice heats up. I would give this probably 3 or 4 chili peppers out of 5.
Okay.
Um, because it is open door spice. So if that's something that you're not into, then this maybe isn't for you. But for us here at the pod, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
um, the sexual tension between these two was hot. Um, and I definitely was like, what happened in that hotel room, girl? Um,
Yeah. The details.
I really felt like Lottie was incredibly relatable, especially when the author was describing her PCOS and endometriosis issues. Um, as a girly pop with chronic illness and a girly pop that deals with fertility issues, I definitely was like, wow, this is really relatable and really real to me, and I could really sympathize with what she was going through. Um, and it was just nice to have that kind of representation because we really don't get a lot of that in books, but like especially romance books because the world is always so like perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um the chemistry between these two, even with the age gap, was undeniable. Like they were just so well written, but so like normal. Like you could just tell that they balanced each other out like right from the beginning. She is really like type A and very organized, and he is just like a free ballin' like artsy dude. So we already had that like yin and yang energy from both
Hmm.
of these characters that I immediately was like drawn to that because they weren't like fundamentally different, although the book likes to, again, this is going to be a completely spoiled episode.
Yeah.
The book likes to make you think that they are fundamentally different, and we do have a third act breakup. So that is something that does occur. So again, if you're like, God, a third act breakup, I will say that the third act breakup is resolved really quickly. Obviously, they get back together. And they end up, staying together. And it's not one of those things where it's like a bunch of shit happens in the third act breakup, and it's just like, maybe they should stay broken up. It was just like it's that annoying miscommunication that gets resolved almost immediately. Like, thank God.
I love when that happens. It's like, oh wait, hold on, no. And then they immediately fix it. It's like, okay, good, I can deal with this shit.
Yeah, exactly. I thought the pacing was good. I hate the third act breakup. But it didn't take them forever to get back together. Yes, but I thought that the pacing was really good for this book. Um, it wasn't too long. It wasn't too short. It was just right in the middle. Like I think I was taking my like hour long lunch break. I actually, one thing I really will say is that I wanted to read this book.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I kept coming back to it and like I would think about it when I wasn't reading it or when I was reading something else or listening to my audiobook. Like, damn, I wish this was an audiobook. I wish I could listen to this book right now. Like, I want to know what happens next. And usually with like cheesy romances and, kind of like realistic romances, if you will, just really any kind of romance book, I like read it for funsies as a like way to shut my brain down before I go to bed. But this book, I
Hmm.
literally was like, oh, I'm on my lunch break, and I would like scurry over and like read my book. Or when I was at work, I was literally reading this book, which I can say for a lot of the books that I'm currently reading, unfortunately, a lot of the books that I'm currently reading, I'm like not as excited to read.
Oh no.
Yeah, so this one I was really into. I really was. I honestly am kind of surprised that I gave it the star rating that I did cuz normally my romance novels you're getting a 3 star. There's really not a way that you're getting a higher 3 star from me, but I will say I gave it higher than a 3 star. We'll get into that in
Ooh.
just a minute. Um so when it came to Lottie's pain from not being able to have a family and Knox losing his father without being able to reconcile the emotions in between these two characters was really real and it felt real. When
Hmm.
he went through some of his dad's stuff. So his dad was like a book repair person, like first edition repairer.
Okay.
Um, so he was going through a lot of his dad's stuff and he found that his dad also kept journals of a daily variety. So he would literally every single
Oh.
day journal his like thoughts and feelings, and so um he decided to go back to the day that like his dad first found out that he had a son. So that's like the backstory about this is that his mom decided to leave. So it's a another age gap in the background of how Knox became to be. His mom was a student of his dad's. His dad's was a, yeah, like a history professor or something like that in college.
Okay, so it's college. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's not like really inappropriate. So yeah, his mom was like a student. It was a student professor in the background, and she ended up leaving him. And was like telling Knox like, "Oh, your dad didn't want you," da 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 da. Which he finds the journal and finds out that is not true at all. His dad wanted to be in his life the whole time, and was like willing to give up his life to be with his mom. And she was
Hmm.
like, "I'm young, I don't need you," type shit. And so basically, he went without a dad for the first 10 years of his life. Then his mom got into a horrible car accident where she actually ended up needing help. His dad showed up, paid all the bills, and started taking care of both of them while trying
Oh.
to like get back together with his mom. But his mom was like, "I love you, but I don't love you." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So he's like reading through his dad's journals and he is just reacting and being like, he really did want me. He really did love me. And it was just like, mm,
Mm.
damn. Hmm.
Right into feels.
Yeah. So anytime there was this like page switch and we would have like a journal entry, first of all, in the book it's literally like handwritten, like a
Ooh.
true journal page. So anytime there was a journal entry from Walter, his dad, I could not stop reading. I was like, tell me, Walter, what's going on? And then we would get like the back end of the chapter would be Knox's reaction basically to the journal entry. And
Hmm.
so there's some key journal entries. The first time he meets Knox, when Knox and him get into a fight because they're estranged, when his
Hmm.
father actually dies. And basically, he finds out when he comes back to Sarah's Cove to like reconcile his dad's shop and everything, that his
Hmm.
dad never stopped like loving him and thinking about him. And so all these townspeople, because it's a tiny town, all these
Yeah.
townspeople are like, your dad would never. He just always talked about you and how proud he was. And so Knox is like,
Oh,
yeah,
get
yeah,
me in the feels, man.
I know, I know. So I want to share some of my favorite quotes from the book. So my first one is this is Knox talking. I tell a lot of dad jokes, Lottie.
Yeah.
She presses her lips together, trying not to smile. Oh, yeah? Yeah. I nod seriously. But I don't have any kids. I'm a faux pas. That made me fucking. This is in like the
That is one of
first.
my favorite dad jokes.
This is in one of. This is like in the first like 5 chapters that he like makes this joke. And I was like, I immediately highlighted it in my Kindle, and I was like, you're joking me. Like, he's a real character, and he is. He is. He's like a lovable teddy bear, artsy type of guy. Wouldn't you say?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not that far into it. I haven't finished it, guys, but I am loving it. I just have not had the brain space to read.
I get you.
But no, I had that. I was at that joke, and I was like, "This is funny."
So Lottie, obviously, she works at the bookstore in town, and she does the orders for the book club. Apparently, there's a very exclusive book club in town that she does all of the ordering for, and she basically refers to all of the moms in there as like momagers, and they're just all like, they represent everything that she couldn't have. So she doesn't
Yeah.
really like them, but she does, but she doesn't. It's kind of a thing where it's like what I wish I could have. The
Yeah.
book club is called Touching My Shelf, which I died when I saw that. I was like, shut up. This is iconic. Some of the like little drops of things in here had me actually laughing out loud. Like,
That is fucking great.
mm-hmm. um and then one day he's over at Lottie's house taking care of her during a particularly bad flare up, and he brings over all of his favorite snacks, and one of his favorite snacks is cinnamon toast crunch cereal.
Oh,
And
hell yeah.
I was like, oh, not his favorite cereal, also being my favorite cereal. Pop off.
Mine too.
Yes, because it's
God,
so freaking good.
it's so good. I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch, man. If that's there, I'm gonna be having it.
Same, same. And yes, we are approximately in third grade. And mind your business.
Get back up.
So, just overall, the book is age gap romance with characters who felt real, with real problems, and a believable love story. That's just my like end close. No more questions, please. Like, just my true thoughts. I didn't take copious amounts of notes for this book because I just was
Mhm.
enjoying myself so much.
Good.
Um, but overall, I give it 4 stars, which is pretty damn high for me.
That is, yeah.
I definitely recommend this book. The book will probably already be out, and I strongly recommend that you go purchase it or read it on KU if it's going to be available.
Yes, read this book. I said I'm not that far into it, but I'm already loving it. And I'm just like, I love the cheesiness, like the cheesy jokes and shit. That's what gets me into books.
Yeah, it's like actually relatable. Like they're not being weird. Like yes, they
I
act
love
weird
that.
around each other because they're like we can't be
Awkward.
together. We're business partners, but like
Hmm.
undeniable tension.
Love that. That's like one of my favorite things.
Mhm.
When it's real and it's not like, this is a stretch, but I love the real, like you could feel it. Like, oh, that's the good part.
Mhm. That's that good shit. I totally agree with
Hmm.
you. Well, okay. Thanks for joining us on this mini-so devotees. We love to feature indie authors. So if you are seeing this episode and you are an indie author, hop into our DMs, email us. We are constantly reading arcs, let me tell you, on this
Yeah.
podcast. We both are inundated with arcs, which we love and appreciate getting arcs from every single person. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. We are on Instagram. We are on Fable, and I am active on Fable. So if you are active
She
on
is.
Fable, look for us at the Cult of Books. We will be starting a book club very soon for Outlander. So if you've never read Outlander and you're like, "Girl, I kind of want to read Outlander" because you watched the entire show and you're waiting for season 8 to come out, I think.
Yeah, the
Uh
last season,
mm,
season 8.
girl, so we gonna be starting that journey, and if you want to join it, please do. What did I say? TikTok, Instagram, Fable, YouTube, Spotify.
Modify.
We're everywhere. So
And our
we would
email is below too if you have any inquiries.
absolutely, please, please, please do. And thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye,
Bye.
devotees.